All things are difficult before they are easy. Quote of the day. Let's get right to it. Avalanche on the weekly chart against Bitcoin. So this is AVAX BTC, right? Nothing to do with the US dollar valuation. So it's important to keep tracking your altcoins versus Bitcoin. Most coins do have this pair. So if you're knee deep into a big altcoin, right? Compare it against Bitcoin. It should generally be trending up against Bitcoin. Otherwise, why not just hold Bitcoin, right? If it's losing value against Bitcoin, you're doing this wrong. So this is what we're doing, starting off with our lows, going back to December 2020, and looking like, macro level, even in the bear market, holding its head above water against Bitcoin. So AVAX gets the stamp of approval. We covered this in kind of our top 6 altcoin videos, or altcoin in a video. Basically, the top 6 altcoins versus Bitcoin. And AVAX made it just outside of the top 6, but did make it in the top 10, looking at the big market cap coins. So that's a brief snapshot. Now, what would you do? Why would you even bother looking at this besides, gaining value against Bitcoin? Well, increasing your Bitcoin stack, right, with your altcoins. That should be a real thing. Most people don't even own Bitcoin that are in crypto. Hopefully that's not you. Hopefully you own just a little bit. And to increase your Bitcoin holdings, you can use altcoins. You don't always have to, trade against the US dollar. You can flip back and forth between, ETH BTC, AVAX BTC. You can see some of these on the right here. So all of these are, those ones in blue especially, those are the bigger gainers against Bitcoin, at least over the past several years. So keep that in mind. Looking at when we should take our Bitcoin and put it into altcoins, that's the question, right? So you want to be looking for breakout levels, namely for, they'll all have a little bit different, but we're looking at AVAX at this point. So you want to look at where it's rejected and then kind of, get above resistance zones. We'll look at that in just a moment. But so for AVAX, this blue line right here, what the hell would that be? That's your 100-week moving average, EMA, 100-week EMA right there in the blue. And note the wicks right here, right? October, January, right? Even just a few weeks ago, wicked right off of the 100-week, even going back to our kind of bounce off our June lows. That's the 100-week. So that would be a big step, right? If we can close above the 100-week, around 9,000 Satoshis, as you can see on the right there. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, here's the scale. So instead of saying 0.00 and then naming this, right? That's why it's called, that's why you name it in Satoshis, right? Easier to say. So now, if you didn't know, now you know. Now let's zoom out, right? And look at a bigger level for us. So on these bigger scales, and I would focus on the weekly charts on these. If you don't have much history, then probably, you're just more gambling, more or less. I like charts with a good amount of history to see. Obviously, the best performing altcoins against Bitcoin could very well be in their rookie years, right? We might not even know about them yet. So, that's always a good play. Just for a small minority of your stack, but you don't want to be putting like 80, 90, 100% of your money in crypto into newer coins. They might not do anything. They might go kaput, right? You never know. But having some in those can lead to pretty good things, because the top performers are likely going to be the ones that aren't quite been through a full bull cycle yet, and most of us don't even know what those are yet. I'm sure if you don't have a list, right, I'd start gaining a list for, a small handful. I'm sorry for the ramble. We'll just focus on this for now, and then maybe we'll do a video. If you would like to see something like that, let me know. Maybe some of the top, bets on altcoins that are newer. So the 100-week we talked about, but the most key thing you need to be looking at is historical levels that have the most touch points. And what do I mean by that? Well, you want to go back and look for kind of support and resistance levels that said coin has not been able to do. And that once we get back above that, that will be a huge level. So really our top here, you want to look left and see if we've interacted with that before. And just coincidentally, you can find this on a lot of coins, something like this. So this will be kind of our self-proclaimed resistance zone, because that is the top against Bitcoin right there, at least from the bear market, right? So around 12,000 Satoshis right on it. Also, previous kind of open area right there, wick here, wick here, wick here before the breakout and then our kind of final push here. Now 26,000 Satoshis is pretty strong against Bitcoin. Going back to 2021, not a lot of coins were up that high. So AVAX being in the top 10 gainers against Bitcoin over the past several years and also reaching 26,000 Satoshis against Bitcoin is pretty impressive. So if AVAX is on your list, well done. I think, I've held AVAX for a considerable amount of time and I still have it, but well, not in my possession. Celsius has all my stuff, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe we'll get it back at some point. So 12,000 Satoshis is, to sum up this 6-minute ramble, that's where I would be waiting for a breakout zone, breakout, right? If you're having if you have a bunch of Bitcoin and you're like, I want to put it in some alts, if you want to put it in a bigger AVAX to increase that stack, 12,000 Satoshis, a close above that, and you should see a nice push up, likely at least testing this range. 20,000 Satoshis, that's pretty nice. You can increase your Bitcoin by, 2x by doing that move, right? That's how that works. So if you went from 12,000 to 24,000 Satoshis, you've now been able to buy double the Bitcoin with the same amount of, without buying more, essentially, right? That's why you're, in altcoins, is to outperform Bitcoin. If you're not outperforming Bitcoin, hit your head against the wall. Yeah, that's the only reason you should be holding altcoins, right? It should be outperforming Bitcoin. All right, so now let's get to the USD valuation for the 4 of you that are still watching. AVAX is, I had it here and I moved it around against my better judgment. It's coming. Here it is. All right, apologies for that. Similar looking chart, but what do we have here? We have our support zone, right? Same thing as resistance zone, but look at the multi-year support zone here. Going all the way back to January 2021, we're 2 years back, right? Support again, 6 months later? And then fast forward to 2022, 2023, we're looking at that same support zone around the $10 valuation. Now, same thing as we looked at on the Bitcoin valuation, you want to look for the breakout points here. So step one, around $18, we're pressing it right now, aren't we? So up a little bit today, up almost 2% as of recording. If we can close above this line, right, this higher close right there, right, this green candle, that closed at 1826. We close above 1826. Let's zoom in here. And our odds would improve of us making a run at least to the next resistance point would be like the moving average. This is the EMA 34, if you're wondering. 2264 as of right now. Beyond that, if we close above that, right, we'll look at our next point, right, either the 50-week, right, or this top right here will be our big line right here. Let's close at $28. Nice move, even from current prices. Let's get a number on it. We're looking at 56% move from where we are now to get up to there. So not too bad, but that's what we're looking at. And then beyond that, right, you have plenty of room, right? You have plenty of room to make a move up to our next kind of levels, probably a 2x away, right? 100% move. We're looking at kind of this zone up in here, right? All these lows. Beyond that, right, you're looking at probably all-time highs. I think AVAX should, easily do that over the next, several years or so. Patience for altcoins, not necessarily the best time to be in altcoins just yet. You want to wait till Bitcoin makes its, initial big moves, which it's done. Then you want it to hold up here, right? Bitcoin needs to hold and then move sideways. That would be the ideal scenario for altcoins. So we don't want to see, there's Bitcoin now on the weekly. We don't want to see Bitcoin kind of go back here, right? That would be okay, for Bitcoin, but altcoins are not going to do well in this period. What would do great for altcoins is when Bitcoin makes these moves and then just kind of trends sideways or slightly up sideways. So if you see prices doing this, this is when altcoins, in the next couple of weeks do absolutely fantastic. If Bitcoin can hold kind of something like that or, continue to press up, that's okay, right? The 200-week is key for Bitcoin. We need to recover that. That's going to be huge resistance around 25K. So just going to tip there on Bitcoin for today. If you liked the video today, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Telegram and Patreon for more content. Let's do car of the day. The McLaren 720S, my favorite supercar under 500,000. Absolutely hands down, bar none. No doubts, if so facto about it. There's blue with the door up. And my favorite color, solar yellow, right there, McLaren 720S. Car of the day. All right, I'll see you on the next one. AVAX, we'll probably do a couple different alts. and let me know how you like them. All right. Thank you for the one person that's still here.